Mead i ser.
Welcome to the pre-induction to Jed show.
Welcome to Mead and Cheese
and Jed.
Mead and Cheese and Jed.
Who is currently on his way to the studio. But we've been just talking about syncing audio.
Yeah, did you know that Coldplay have a broadcast coming live to cinemas soon?
I didn't.
No, they are doing a broadcast of one of their performances. It's going to be in cinemas on the 28th and 29th of October. So if you're a big Coldplay fan,
yeah,
get yourself over to Showcase or any other cinema.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a I like Coldplay music. I wouldn't go to a cinema to watch Coldplay though.
Would you if it was free?
Probably not.
No.
I don't know. Maybe. Because I feel like concerts you're going to go to in person.
Yeah, I get that. But then I feel like the cinema's one of the best ways to replicate that experience, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. I do suppose.
There were some cinemas showing the Queen's funeral, you know.
There were some cinemas showing it. Yeah, I heard that. I have a special announcement now.
Go on.
I'm here, ground floor, by the entrance.
Oh, this is our special guest,
Jed.
Mr. Jedrzej himself.
So what we will do is
play our favourite Coldplay songs while we wait for Jed to arrive in the studio. Tom, what's your favourite Coldplay song?
Viva la Viva.
Same. So we're going to play that. Welcome back to Mead and Cheese.
Welcome.
I am Lord Corey West.
And I'm Lord Thomas Alec Jackson, and we are joined today by a very, very, very special guest. Jed, introduce yourself.
Hello, good to be here. My name is Jedrzej Plociennik. Everyone has been calling me Jed for about a decade now, though. I'm a DMU student of film studies on undergrad and international film production on postgrad. I think that's more or less it.
Is this your first time in the Demon FM studio?
Yes, it is. Though I have been in the sound mixing studio before.
Yes, yeah, the one just down there.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
You always feel cool when you're in them.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very professional.
Not as cool as you feel being on Mead and Cheese, though.
Oh yeah, no comparison.
So, how's your day been so far, Jed?
Pretty alright. I mean, just mainly looking through the internet for anything to apply to, really, and also preparing for this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So, a little fun fact, me and Jed have both done the same master's degree. We were comrades on the course. We both did international film production, as Jed mentioned, and Jed actually directed a film on that course. And I would love to talk about that on the show and filmmaking in general on this show with you, Jed. But most importantly, the most important question is, Jed, what is your favourite cheese?
My favourite cheese? I quite like Gouda, I suppose.
Gouda? I wonder what...
Gouda.
I know, maybe that's how I pronounce it in English. It's Gouda. Gouda.
Okay, let's have a look.
Yeah, man, Gouda. Gouda's good stuff.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yes. Yeah, I call that... I never know what to call that one. I just always consider it just like the Christmas cheese.
I mean, fair enough.
But it's nice. I like that one.
You got a favourite mead, Jed?
Today, from what you've told me, will be my first time trying mead. So, yeah,
nice.
We'll see. I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay, so have you ever heard of Mead though before?
I have heard of Mead, yes.
Okay, and do you have any sort of basically what we find a lot when we ask people what they think Mead's like, and Corey, you know this more than anyone, is that people expect it to taste like ale.
Yeah, I've found that.
So and then when they try it, they're like, whoa, it doesn't taste bitter at all. It's the sweetest drink I've ever had. So we found that, and I'll be interested to hear when you do try mead if you were surprised by it.
I mean, I know it's basically like honey with alcohol.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm expecting it to be pretty sweet.
Nice.
Jed is someone with his head screwed on, knows what alcohol should taste like.
Is that what I am now?
So Jed, let's talk a bit about your film then. So Tom said that you directed a film. What was that film called?
It was called Out There. It was this sci-fi, kind of like horror/drama, kind of quite psychological. It wasn't written by me. I wasn't the one who came up with a story, but yeah, I did direct it. It follows this woman named Lottie. She's this very religious housewife in the 1950s who, after this encounter with these mysterious lights in her garden, begins hearing voices in her head that she interprets is God communicating with her, that like she's the chosen one. And the story kind of unveils from there as we kind of follow her descent and how it kind of affects her life, her mental state, her marriage, her relationship with her neighbors, all that kind of thing. So unless you guys specifically ask me to, I will not go into specific spoilers.
Yeah, well, I've seen it. You've seen it as well.
Yeah, I saw it at the Phoenix Cinema. And I want to go into that in a bit, but I want to know sort of like, how did you find directing? Like, did you...
It was definitely a challenge, but a very rewarding one. I will say that this wasn't technically my first time directing. Yeah. I've also directed a 5 minutes long drama film back in year one, and also the tone piece earlier in the year. You know, like taking a scene from an already existing film and kind of doing it in a different genre, which like my group did. One of the Sleepless in Seattle scenes as a psychological stalker horror. But this was definitely my first time directing on this, let's say, professional level.
Yeah, because I know they had a lot of money back in the films, and also there was, because I produced Dirty Laundry on the course as well, and I found it like it felt like you had a lot more resources to put into the film than you would if you were just making it on your own.
Yeah, there was a lot more to think about for sure. Like even in terms of like, admittedly, probably when it comes to that, I think I just did a lot of approving when it comes to the resources. Mm-hmm. It was people like the production designers who were doing a lot of like picking out stuff like props and clothes and outfits and how things should look and makeup. And like all the producer and like people in charge of the budget. Like I definitely was in some way involved in that. Like I was looking through it, I was giving my opinions, but I was like managing resources. I'd say I wasn't the main person responsible.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that's what's different, because like when you're on an independent film, like your own very, say, and zero budget minute film, you're in a way you're director, producer, often sometimes cameraman, editor. You sort of have absolute control over most aspects, but in like a bigger production, you have to be a lot more of a team player, and you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And how did you find like working with a big team of people?
Well, for this particular experience, I thought it was great because the team of people I worked with were great. So that, you know, it kind of depends on that specifically. Yeah. But I mean, everyone I worked with on Out There was very talented. Like, so for many of them, they were kind of newcomers to their roles too, much like kind of I was to mine. So we were all still kind of learning, but everyone was eager to. It was definitely a very supportive group as well, so
that's good.
That helped. We were kind of always willing to give each other feedback, help each other improve. And communication-wise, it was also all really solid. But yeah, I have no real complaints in that regard.
I have a question for you, Jed, because you've said that this was quite a big deal for you directing this film, and that it was a challenge, but it was rewarding.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, with hindsight, looking back on being the director for this film, what would you say was your biggest strength as a director, and then what would you say was your biggest weakness as a director?
So when it comes to my strength, if I'm to toot my own horn a bit, I do like to think of myself as a fairly creative person. So like when it comes to like actually coming up with shots and how to make the film visually interesting and like all the different camera angles, I'd say I've been doing a pretty consistently good job of that. Perhaps not perfect. Like there was some stuff in my feedback that the markers noticed that I do agree with I could have handled better, but still I would definitely say that I did show a decent amount of creativity when it comes to the film's visuals and just the general like coming up with the color palette and how it will look. When it comes to my biggest weakness, I would say it was perhaps a slightly predictable answer, but my inexperience. Because there was definitely some things where it's just some aspects where it's definitely rough around the edges, to say the least, especially towards the beginning. Our first test shoots that we did like in class in front of everyone, I was extremely unhappy with how I performed on that. I was very happy with everyone else, but not with myself. And everyone in my group told me that I am being hard on myself, that I didn't do as bad as I would say I would, as I was saying I did. But yeah, because the main problem was that back then, I just wasn't sure how to properly put together a shot list. And again, I could come up with shots fine, but actually arranging them like a proper shot list and all the coverage stuff, I thought I knew how to do properly, but I didn't, and there ended up being nowhere near enough of that coverage-wise. And the whole thing ended up being a bit of a mess, I guess, on my end, because we've kind of run out of shots to do fairly quickly with nowhere near enough variety. Again, largely because I just wasn't sure how to do all the shot list stuff. And I end up sort of improvising a bit. It all kind of went a bit off the handle. And again, from my perspective, for me, it was kind of soul-crushing. But again, everyone told me that it didn't look as bad from the outside, so I don't know. But I will say that I improved. I took the experience with me and learned from it. The second test shoot went a lot smoother. So, yeah.
It sounds like... Yeah, sorry, Corey.
Well, that's the most important thing, isn't it? If you learnt from those mistakes and you improved them the next time around.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, it sounds like obviously you may have made mistakes on the test shoots, but it sounds like you're very self-aware of them mistakes, and you was able to sort of course correct almost for the final project. And I think that's really important, being directing and being quite aware of what you're doing and where you sort of aware of your strengths and weaknesses.
Thank you.
But yeah, so how what was it? So I want to sort of go into sort of the screening. What was it like watching your film in a cinema?
Surreal. I would say definitely surreal. It's something that, again, just 4-ish years ago, I never really imagined.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping for, but I never imagined. Seeing something like this on the big screen and knowing how it was made, kind of knowing everyone who worked on it, even thinking about stuff where all the group members were hiding while the camera was on, in every shot, in every scene. It was definitely quite, again, I've used that word before, it was definitely very satisfying, it was rewarding.
Yeah.
It was just kind of, it was a good feeling to just kind of see it all, kind of the fruit of all this effort.
And Corey, you were at that screening, weren't you?
I was at that screening, and I must say, I thought the film was fantastic.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, it was, definitely... There were things, obviously, in it that do kind of show that, like, for instance, the director like was still fairly inexperienced. Like, there were like a couple shots that were a bit odd, but yeah, I mean, I think we were all quite satisfied with how it turned out.
Yeah. Tom,
Yeah.
so you also had a film screen at that showing.
Yeah, I wasn't the director. I was the producer of that film, which is a very different role from directing. It is more about making sure everything is sort of financially sound, and it's very much looking at the whole logistics of it. So I feel like I had that same experience, but it wasn't like this is sort of my creative work. This is like it felt like you sort of built the bridge for it to go into the cinema in a way, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I think like, and I share the same sort of sentiment with Jed that that you in the test shoots you sort of learn what you were doing wrong or what you could do better throughout the process. I found like the test shoots very useful as a producer to sort of monitor, like observe your crew and see what sort of like areas your crew needs to work on as well. And then, because when you did the big thing, you want everything to be as fast and efficient as you can, and that's why I like doing the test shoots.
Nice. Yeah. All right, we're going to go to a song break, and then when we get back, we will talk more with Jed about Mead, about cheese, and possibly even more about film.
Hello, and we are back. I'm back with Jed. Corey has gone to get he's gone to get some things for our next segment for Jed to use, because Jed will be guinea pigging a new project of Mead and cheeses. Out of pitch.
I'm quite scared, but excited.
Don't worry, Jed, there's nothing to worry about. It will just be a bit of fun. But yeah, in the song break, me and Jed were talking about script writing, because that's part of your final project. I think my first question is, how do you come up with your ideas how do you like get your initial idea to write a script?
It depends, really. Sometimes I just like sit there and brainstorm.
Yeah.
Sometimes that works. Other times it just kind of comes to me very randomly. For instance, like the script, the story idea that I came up for this.
Yeah.
It was like very like journey based. It's a story about a journey, basically.
Yeah.
And it came to me while I was like walking around in a park.
Okay.
So yeah, because I kind of like walking and sightseeing.
Yeah.
And I was also like thinking about what to write this story about. So that just came to me. How about a story about like a cat who's like walking through all these different lands?
Yeah.
With like quite a big focus on the environments. So yeah, that's how I came up with that one. It really depends. I would love to say that I have some like specific method for coming up with story ideas. I really don't.
Nice. Do you find like when you write a story, do you try and how many characters are in your script?
Well, quite a lot, really.
Yeah.
Like only 2 like really main ones, and a lot of like more secondary characters. The thing about this script is that it was originally meant to be a feature script.
Yeah.
But it ended up being way longer than I anticipated.
How long is it?
200 pages.
200 pages. So say if we filmed that, how long would that be?
Over 3 hours.
3 hours. So
Yeah,
it's like
it would
an
be like-
epic.
Yeah, I feel really I feel really weird calling it that, but yeah, probably. Basically, it would be like the Lord of the Rings length.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I end up kind of making it into, but like it was too long for this assignment, quite a bit too long. So I ended up making it into switching to the pilot script option, like the TV pilot option.
Okay.
I was kind of lucky because it's already kind of an episodic narrative. Like the script kind of consists of like multiple different segments making up like the overall story of the film. So it wasn't that hard to like make it into different episodes.
Okay. So originally it was meant to be a massive film, and now it's 3 episodes.
No, not 3, but more than 3. Because again, I only like submitted the first 40 pages, really.
Oh, okay. So you didn't actually submit every single.
No, because we were supposed to just submit for the pilot option.
Yeah.
We were just supposed to submit the pilot script and then synopses of the rest.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so basically, yes, like 160 pages of script. I just end up not submitting.
Oh. Well, I guess at least you sort of know exactly what's happening in terms of writing the synopsises for the other episodes.
Oh yeah.
I mean that must make it a bit easier.
Well, I mean, I definitely don't regret writing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you ever think you're going to make it?
If I ever become like big enough in the industry, then I'd love to. But yeah, like if you have like a script that's over 3 hours long, there aren't actually going to be very many like producers who'd be willing to look at it unless you're like Peter Jackson and Martin Scorsese or something.
Yeah.
I'm not quite there yet.
So would you say it's sort of like your sort of dream project to do?
Honestly, I have a few ideas that I really like. This is honestly kind of one of them. I also have like this idea for this kind of supernatural horror type story.
It's time.
School's out!
It's time for Home Run.
I love it when they play my tunes.
My tunes.
My tunes.
The hot hits.
And the throwback anthems.
The Home Run on Demon FM.
The soundtrack to your journey home until 6 p.m.
Sorry about that, guys. It is 5 p.m. Just saying that every on the hour there's like a Demon FM ad, but you can't see it come up here. It's like already programmed in, so it always scares me. But yeah, so we're talking about your dream projects.
Yes. That thing that I just wrote. I also have like this one idea that I really like for like this kind of supernatural horror type show set in this like isolated mountain village, kind of which is frequently attacked by these masked figures known to kidnap children.
Yeah.
And like the story follows like a group of kids who are trying to get to the bottom of what's happening in the village and eventually hopefully stop it. It's like this whole overarching mystery thing. And yeah, I also have this one idea of like this kind of half adventure, half slice of lifey kind of story about like this post-apocalyptic show set in the world that's like almost entirely underwater in the distant future. It's so basically I don't really have one specific main dream project in mind right now. I more just have like a bunch of ideas that I'd love to make one day, but I'm not really sure how I would rank them.
Yeah, I get that. That's sort of like it's good that you got a load of ideas. So would you say there's a particular genre you like then?
I would say I feel like the vast majority of the ideas that come to me the most naturally are definitely kind of in like the fantasy sci-fi-esque kind of category.
Yeah.
With some like with mystery elements. I'd say that's like the kind of stuff that my mind most naturally wanders to.
Okay. So then what is your favourite films?
My favorite films, I love 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
By Stanley Kubrick. I love David Lynch's Mulholland Drive.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is a bit of an outlier when compared to like the others I've just mentioned, but I really love Song of the Sea.
Song of the Sea.
It's this Irish animated film from
don't
the same
think I've
people who did Secret of Kells and Wolfwalkers.
I don't think I've heard of any of them.
Not honestly. I feel like no one whom I talk to has. Like I work at a cinema right now, and we have like our favorite films under like our names on the badges. I went with Song of the Sea on that, and no one I have talked to there yet has ever heard of it.
Have you tried to persuade them to play the film?
Oh, like in the cinema?
Yeah.
Not yet. To be fair, I've only been working there like a few months, so I don't think I have quite that much influence yet. But I know, who knows? Maybe I'll try one day.
Okay. So when you're writing a script, do you find that these films, what you really enjoy and and your favourite films, do you find they influence your writing at all, or are you just going for something totally different?
I would say definitely they do influence the way I write, the way I think about writing and stories. Again, I'm pretty sure that's one I haven't mentioned earlier, but the Lord of the Rings trilogy, another one of my favorites for sure, definitely steered me towards the whole fantasy fondness that I have. Stuff like 2001, Mulholland Drive, or like some of the other stuff by people like Kubrick and Lynch have definitely very much influenced my love for weird atmospheric stuff. So I would say definitely my favorites, my general tastes in films do have an influence on the kind of stuff that I typically come up with.
Yeah, I think that's always good as well, like when you're able to like when I was making my film, this one I did for my final project, I was looking at so my whole concept was to combine two genres. It was to make a romance film that slowly turned into a thriller about stalking.
Oh, okay.
And so I had was looking at films like Titanic, and all sorts of romance films, just to sort of see what they sort of did in terms of colour, lighting, and sort of narrative structures to try and make sure I was hitting key bits. Like a lot of them have this montage where it's all really lovely and nice, and then after that I just sort of went into this sort of thriller mode.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Sorry if that's a bit because I remember that for the tone piece earlier in the year, there was one tone piece which was like a scene from Titanic as like a stalker horror type film. Was that you by any chance? Did you work on that?
No, I didn't. I didn't actually know anyone did that. That sounds cool though.
At least it was an idea. I remember that it was an idea. But okay, sorry, I was just wondering. Sorry, that's a bit off topic.
Yeah. Our tone piece was it was about, what was it again? It was Shining. It was a Shining, Here's Johnny scene.
Okay.
But it was done in Edgar Wright style, so it was meant to be a bit more cinematic in terms of I was the camera guy on that, so we're doing loads of crash zooms and a bit more movement. It was a bit of a weird one, but yeah, that's what we went for our tone piece. What was yours?
Ours was it was a scene from Sleepless in Seattle, the one where Meg Ryan's character hears Tom Hanks's character. It's embarrassing, I can't really remember their names right now, like the characters' names. But when she first hears him on the radio program, and kind of the beginning of her falling in love with him, but done as a stalker horror type film.
Okay.
And the Meg Ryan character, I think it was Annie. I won't remember right now. But the Meg Ryan character was portrayed as this kind of crazy, obsessed kind of horror antagonist, essentially.
Yeah, that's cool. Would you say, I really like the idea of that concept of tone piece. Would you do anything similar to that again, or would you have any ideas about doing something in a different genre?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I will say it would definitely be interesting. Weirdly enough, I actually haven't really thought about it before, but I think it would even be kind of good for because now I'm trying to get more stuff in my portfolio.
Yeah.
So that would be a good idea to help with that. Take scenes from existing films and do them in different style. But Yeah, that could be interesting. I'm kind of trying to think what could potentially be, because I haven't really, again, quite stupidly, I haven't thought of that. I really should have. But maybe, I feel like these kind of like opposites are definitely kind of
Yes.
have a lot of potential, like horror done as comedy, comedy done as horror, like serious drama done as slapstick comedy, or something along these lines.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Like, we went down the director's route, so we wanted like, so we was doing like Stanley Kubrick, done in like Edgar Wright style. But you know, you can like, it is like they're very opposite directors, and I think you could like say if you got someone like David Fincher, you could do his in like Wes Anderson, and you've got such a different visual style there. But it's a very good thought test. I always thought it was a very good thought exercise, because it sort of made you think like, how could you make basically do a scene, but it's like feels like it's a different film almost.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good exercise in creativity too,
Yeah.
for sure.
I kind of wish we would have done like another one of them after, or like a practice one or something like that.
Yeah, Sam, that would be nice. Yeah, because I mean, I get why we didn't. Like,
Yeah.
we had to do other stuff. But yeah, that would be cool to do another one. Kind of like, especially with that first one kind of being good. Kind of your first go, kind of good educational experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you sort of like assess what you've done wrong in that first one, and you sort of go in with a second one, see if you can, you know, do a home run.
True thing.
But yeah, I always found that part of the course was very interesting. It wasn't something I thought of doing myself ever before.
Same.
But yeah, so this script you've got. So now you split it into a TV pilot, and would you say if you was to make it, would you want it as a TV series, or would you want it as the big Jed epic?
Oh, I mean, I feel like I have. I feel like I have more of a film background. Like, I watch more film than I watch TV, so I guess like it would. I suppose as a film, but I mean, definitely wouldn't. If I did manage to get made as a TV show, I certainly wouldn't, be complaining.
Yeah. I suppose if someone came up to you and said, "Hey, Jed, here's £1 million, we'll make it into a TV show," I think that'd be quite happy days, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, I'm not opposed to it in any way, shape, or form. Just, I guess the thing is, I'm just not quite as experienced with TV shows, which is why I'm kind of seeing the film route more. But yeah,
it's kind of I found it as interesting that's an option like that, because it's such a like heavy filmmaking course, and then you can do like a Netflix sort of series on the final project, and I thought that was interesting as a concept.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's definitely quite a bit of like overlap there.
Yeah.
Like, especially because even if you want to like, a lot of people who like work on film like start in TV. I was like taught that back when like in year 3 of undergrad, we're like all talking about like career stuff.
Yeah.
Which is kind of part of the reason why I want to get into TV more.
Okay.
Yeah, because like why I want to watch more TV shows, because again, I think that's definitely also a very interesting potential like route.
So as you as a person with directing experience and other filmmaking experience, would you say now you're sort of looking at going into the TV industry for a bit then?
I'm kind of open to anything and everything.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest, just any like potential further like whether it would be work experience or just more stuff for portfolio, just like anything that would kind of let me get my foot in the door. Essentially,
Yeah.
I'm really open to anything.
So do you have like a particular job in the film or TV industry which is your sort of like dream job, that's your, on top of the mountain, your goal?
I mean, the idea of like being a writer-director
Yeah.
definitely seems appealing. I especially do like writing, and like I like, because like writing is like, it's like essentially like, it's very creative.
Yeah.
It's like you're coming up with stuff. You're coming up with stories. You're coming up with visuals, with characters. You're thinking of music. Like, I definitely wouldn't be able to make music myself, but like you're thinking of like more or less how the music for the film would be. It's like I really like the creative side of the process. So like writer / director would be, I'd say, it's like my dream job, my main aim. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like you're sort of putting everything together with that as well, sort of. Although you're not like maybe not directly on camera, not directly editing, you are sort of like the orchestra, the conductor. That's the one of it all. But let's make this. I've got a little interesting question to ask you, Jed. What job would you think is the easiest job to do in filmmaking?
I mean, I feel like I don't really want to offend anyone here. Like, I don't. The easiest job,
well, maybe not easiest. Maybe like less stressful. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Like, say if you wanted say if you wanted a job where you go into the film industry, but you don't have sort of like that level of stress of the film industry.
I would say, and I just want to say, I could be wrong about this. This may just be my ignorance of like those fields.
Yeah.
But I would say maybe being like a sound recordist, maybe being like a sound recordist.
Yeah.
Because that's essentially kind of how do I put it? Because it's. But even that, not really, because it also takes a lot of skill. Like, it takes physical strength to be a sound recordist. It takes...
I feel like if you're a sound recordist with a boom up, so you got someone else to hold the boom, and you're just monitoring the audio, and audio's either good or bad in my sort of book. It's either usable or non-usable. So I suppose that's quite an easy one. Well, obviously, if you have the skill, like if you've got all the skills of being a sound recordist, then, you know, it's quite a... I suppose if you've got the skills of most jobs, I always think runner is also like quite an interesting one, because you're sort of like, in terms of stress, like you're not responsible for any of the big decisions. Like you're not responsible for making sure it's in focus. You're not responsible for getting the sound. You're just responsible for sort of just, you know, doing bits and bobs on set, you know, getting coffee. I would love to be sort of like if I could, like a runner on a really expensive film where they've got a nice cafeteria, so I could always just, you know, sneak off and like go to the buffet or something.
Yeah, actually, if I were to pick one, I would probably say runner. Now that I think about it, I guess I just didn't think of runner before, but I would probably, because the thing is, runner is like a very entry level job.
Yeah. So I suppose then with runner though, you are like entry level, and you're sort of taking orders from everyone. Set decorator could be quite a laid back one as well.
But again, it's kind of, because like set decorators are also, especially if they're also like set designers, it's like it does take creativity, like it does take skill, and like you also kind of have to keep on schedule with everything, so it could be stressful. Like, that's the thing, that's why I kind of like hesitate to give any real answer to this one, because first, again, I'm not an expert on all of them. And like two, they all kind of take very kind of different sort of skill sets and come with their own degree of own types of stresses and stuff. So yeah, I'm sure. Sorry if I'm not really giving like satisfying one.
I just thought it was a good 4X, but maybe sort of more interesting one would be, what role would you not want to do? Like, period. Like, what role would you think you would absolutely hate?
Like, probably something having to do with sound design, because I'm just really not an expert on it. Like, it's just really not my field, and also it's hard. Like, it's really hard to do, to like get like all the sound mixing right and everything like that. It's like making sure that the dialogue isn't too quiet, that the music isn't too loud, that there aren't like any distracting background noises, things like that, they can be really difficult and tricky to get right. Sound, I've actually only learned about that while I was working on Out There. Sound stuff is actually pretty infamously difficult. So I have a ton of respect for people who do it. Like whether aspire to go into it or do it professionally. It's really respectable. But it's just it's not something that I would want to do. It's not something that I would be prepared to do.
I get that. See, I'm kind of the opposite because I quite like audio. But I know what you mean, but when you say when you was on Out There, I found this when I was doing my last pieces. There's so much you don't think about when, there's so many little things like the sounds of fans and stuff and mixing it all to a certain level. I quite enjoyed that process of finding out because I don't mind doing audio. It's something I quite enjoy, but it can be quite tedious. I was just thinking that I think for me personally, I think the role I would not want to do the most, because I have done this years ago, was a script supervisor or continuity supervisor. I think it's very you have to be 100% on the job all the time.
Yeah.
I think that could possibly be my most stressful job. I remember doing it, and it was oh, what side did this guy have this pin on? I was like, I don't remember. And I think you must constantly on that job feel like on edge.
Yeah, I've never done script supervising before. I've actually pitched for it when we're doing role pitches for the film assignment. But
bear with me. We'll keep going. Hey, boss. Yes, so script supervisors.
Yeah, I've never done it. It was actually not something we did on undergrad. When it comes to uni stuff, postgrad was the first time we're even given that as an option. And I did actually pitch for it. It was one of the three that I pitched for back when we were doing our role pitches. But obviously I ended up being the director.
If you don't mind me asking, what roles did you pitch for? So.
The one that I pitched for, the main one that I pitched for, was my top pick, was actually director of photography.
Okay.
Director was my second one, and script supervisor was my third. So I ended up getting my second one.
Yeah.
Which actually kind of surprised me, because honestly, something about my role pitch that was a bit was that I ended up spending a lot more time talking about my top pick than I originally meant to.
The mic's on.
I have brought a goodie bag.
He's back.
I am back, and I have brought goodies for Jed to play with. So Jed, in these bags, there is stuff for you to have a go with.
Corey, we've just been discussing film roles, and we're not saying definitively what the most stressful role is, or hardest, or easiest, but we're having a little thought exercise. Would you have any ideas of what you think would be the hardest and the most easiest or laid-back job to do? From your personal sort of perspective, not anything official.
Personally?
Yeah, so for you going into it, what would you think would be the most hardest and most easiest?
I think the editor's got a hard job.
Yeah.
I think the producer and the director both have a hard job. Cinematographer, I think, their job's easy, isn't it? Just pointing a camera at things.
That's not really, no.
Yeah, that's easy. You just press a button, don't you?
That's
you just press a button on your iPhone.
I guess you could say that if it's just camera operating. Even then, I would say there's a bit more to it, but there is more to it. That's not cinematographer. Cinematographer is basically director of photography, so you're also doing stuff like coming up with shots, thinking of how the film is going to look, working with the director on that, coming up with the shot list, stuff like that.
Right, yeah, that does sound more stressful than just the guy who holds the camera.
Yeah, I want to. I don't know. What about drone operator. I reckon that would be an easy job to do. Like,
I'll be honest, I have no freaking clue. I'm not familiar with that one at all.
but you just go, you fly your drone a bit, and then you just go off. You get 200 quid.
Doesn't sound so tricky, but then again, I don't know. Maybe if I actually read more into like the role of drone operator for film.
I have a £100 drone. It's got a same camera as a sort of like a bad mobile phone on it, but I absolutely just love flying them. It's fun.
So we're doing some ASMR now.
Yeah. Oh, this. I've just run some sound effects. Look.
Thank you. So should I try it now?
Yeah, go on,
Yeah,
Jed. Try
yeah.
the mead.
Yeah.
Let's get your live reaction.
Yeah, this is quite good.
Yeah? Nice.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm glad to hear that.
I I always like honey, so I guess that was to be expected. But yeah, I do like it.
If you didn't like it, we'll just kick you out the studio.
Yeah, I know. Like if you're just listening to this, you can't see it, but they're actually both holding pointing guns at me right now.
Yeah.
So you know.
Drink it. Go on. Don't say you like it, Jed. say you love it.
I love it.
Nice. So, Jed, let's have a look at some of these goodies then that I've brought for you. So we have in this bag a steel tongue drum.
So we're starting our new segment, Outpitch.
And I'm going to play a little bit of it for you. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it on the mic. Can you hear that?
I can hear that perfectly.
So, Jed, this is one of the things you might be using for your pitch later.
Okay.
I
am very confused.
We also have in this bag a harmonica. So I'll give that a quick blow. If I can get it out of its case. So you might want to use that as well. Or you can use the stylophone. And the stylophone is a old instrument from the 1960s. Which, if we just give it a listen.
That sounds very...
Sounds very NES.
Yeah.
So you might want to use that as well, Jed. So, Tom, what are we getting Jed to do?
Okay, Jed, so welcome to the game part of Mead and Cheese. We're past the chat part now. We may return to chatting, but you're now part of the official game. This is the musical round of Mead and Cheese.
Yeah, and we thought you were the perfect guest to start this segment
So
with.
you'll be the first ever person to do the musical round of Mead and Cheese. And what we want you to do today is, you've got a few rounds, is you on the spot have to come up. Now, Mead and Cheese have decided they want to go into phone making. We're going to make our own phone, and it's going to be the Mead and Cheese phone.
Yeah, you've heard of Vodafone.
Yeah.
Now we want Jedaphone.
Jedaphone. So we're making the Jedaphone, and every phone needs a ringtone. The default ringtone. And Jed, your task is to make a ringtone with the instruments in front of you for the Jedaphone.
Exactly. Yeah. How long should we give him, Tom? Because it's the first time doing this. Should we go 3 minutes?
Yeah, we'll go 3 minutes. Jed, do you have any questions?
A few come to mind. No, I guess not really. I guess more a warning than a question. Don't expect it to be too melodic.
So, which instrument is grabbing your eye the most?
Well, I mean, I suppose the xylophone is kind of the most interesting one to me, because that's the one that I kind of seen around the least. I guess the This steel drum, right?
The tongue drum, yeah.
Tone drum. Okay, yeah, this one I think I would be the best at, probably, but I don't know, let's say xylophone.
Well, if you want to leave the studio with the free instruments, we will give you 3 minutes, and we will discuss what we think you're making out there.
Yeah, sure, I mean, I can do it.
Okay,
can
yeah.
do.
Alright, so Jed is just leaving the studio.
Yes, he is leaving the
We'll
studio.
start the timer as soon as he's left.
You have 3 minutes, Jed,
You've got 3 minutes, Jed,
to come up with a song.
to come up with a ringtone for the
Yeah.
Jedaphone.
The Jedaphone.
Just tell me when my time is up.
We will. We'll come give you a knock.
Good luck, Jed.
Good luck, Jed.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I'll give you a hand.
Sorry.
The door is stuck, ladies and gentlemen. The door is stuck. And Jed has now left the studio. So now, Lord Jackson, shall we start the timer?
Yes, we should start the timer. Who's started? Have you got a timer started?
The timer has started.
Okay. I was expecting some sort of like noise to represent the timer.
A noise. I could do a noise, yeah.
Yeah, make a noise.
Beep beep.
Walking here and practicing. I'm
Beep,
going to
beep.
close that door just so
Oh, we can hear him. We can hear Jed. So, we have with us a bottle of Lime Bay Winery's traditional honey mead in the studio today. And Jed has given us his opinion. And he likes it. He likes the Lime Bay mead. Tom, what do you think about Jed's review of the mead?
Well, I think it's a very good review. It was a very accurate review. Jed is a very good guest. We didn't obviously try and influence his decision at all.
No, we didn't.
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
But I think I'm glad. So, how's FIFA going? How many rounds of FIFA did you get in while you was gone?
Before we do that, Jed is nearly halfway through his time.
Halfway.
Yeah. What do you think he's making out there?
I don't know. Like, I think there's like two ways you can go quite very like gentle and relaxed, or you can go very techno. I have a feeling Jed's going to go quite techno with his ringtone.
I can kind of hear some stuff he's doing.
See, I've got my headphones on, so I can't actually hear his creative process at the minute. But I have a feeling it's going to be great.
So do I.
I was just thinking, where should I position the camera to film this? Like that, because I kind of want to see his process. Because I want to put this on the.
So, if you were signing up for a new phone contract,
Yeah.
would you get your phone through Vodafone or Jedaphone?
Obviously, Jedaphone. I think Jedaphone is perhaps the best. I think Jedaphone's a really it sounds reliable, doesn't it?
It sounds like a good quality service, but I am not sold until I hear the ringtone.
Yeah, because that's important. Like this ringtone is, although you can change it, it's the first. You don't change it until you hear it, really.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So, how long have we got with the Jed?
Like, that's the reason I went for a Nokia, you see, because
The ringtone.
the Nokia has the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So Jed has 5 seconds.
5 seconds. All right. Time when we get to 1 second, and I'll. Oh, Jed has run out of time. But hopefully we will get a continuation.
Yeah, let's get Jed back in the studio
Studio.
and see what he has made for us today.
Yes, let's do that indeed.
Yes. Yo.
Jed? Yeah, I'm coming. Your 3 minutes is up.
So, Jed, before you start playing this ringtone, do you want to tell some of the people at home what your thought process was?
So, I started with a tone drum, right?
The tongue drum, yeah?
Tone drum, yeah. Started with the tone drum, and I guess it was like kind of consists of, let's say, 4 parts, because I've been doing repeatedly, like over like the 3 minutes that I was out there. So like the tone drum, then the stylophone, then the tone drum again, then the harmonica.
Oh, wow. Jed, you only needed like a short little ringtone.
Oh no!
It sounds like you've made us a full song.
It's it's going to be pretty short. Like each of these segments is only like a couple, like 4 seconds long.
All right, I'm excited for this. Are you, Tom?
All right, yeah, I'm going to get my phone and I'm going to pretend it's ringing. So, yeah, my phone's up.
Yeah, my phone's up as well.
Yeah, so, Jed, whenever you're ready.
Are we sure that the mic is going to pick this up?
Should we get the mic 4 on?
Yeah, we'll get mic 4
and we'll
on,
use that as a...
and we will put that up to the instruments.
Look at Jed wanting... Look how smart Jed is. He wants his audio to be recorded. Right, we're going to use mic 4 for you. We'll use mic 3 to record, and then anything you want to say, if you just say it into there.
Into there, right?
Into there, yeah.
Yep. All right. So just...
Go on, Jed.
Go.
Musical prodigy.
Wow. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually have that little bit of audio recording. And you can download that little bit of audio in our podcast description.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
And that can be your ringtone. It's definitely going to be my ringtone.
It will be my ringtone too, I think.
So what did you think, Corey?
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really liked the surprise harmonica at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was a surprise to you. I said there was going to be harmonica at the end.
Yeah, I like
Corey.
the fact you came in clapping. So it's going to be like ding 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 ding.
But hey, maybe that could be part of the ringtone too.
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you have to interfere. Yeah, Jed. What? So that's going on your phone, and you're using your Jedaphone. How do you feel about answering the phone? Are you excited?
I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like answering the phone will be a lot more fun now.
Yeah,
that that's my ringtone.
I really like the opening of that song, like dun
Of the tone drum.
yeah, and then it was like it shook me because it was like.
Can we ask Jed that you play it one more time?
Yeah, sure thing. I was kind of going for like these kind of slightly drawn out, kind of sharper notes, I guess. I don't really know if I'm using the terminology correctly here, but... Okay, here we go.
More time. The Jedaphone ringtone.
Corey, turn off our mic, so I want just Jed's mic so we can hear it in complete, absolute silence.
Yeah.
Wow. There you go. We've now got another cut there to add to your phone, so you can pick the one with the clapping or the one without. But I was just imagining myself picking up the phone then. Like, I feel like the thing about that, ringtone, I feel like knowing, the nice music of it, I would wait for a bit to answer the phone just to hear the music.
Yeah, I agree.
'Cause I think I'd at least wait until the. Oh, what is that machine called again with the pen?
The stylophone.
Stylophone. Yeah,
stylophone,
I like
okay.
that. I like the stylophone. I thought that was a very interesting instrument indeed.
I think what we could do, Jed, if you pass me the harmonica
Sure thing.
and you pass Tom the tongue drum,
Yeah.
we'll jam.
Yeah, we'll have a little jam. What we trying to make this time?
We are trying to make the competitor's ringtone. This is
Okay.
for the Meadaphone.
Are we going to turn our mics just towards the thing, Corey?
Yeah, can do.
Just all together.
Yeah, we're just jamming, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
The unlikely couple went into the woods and made a box.
Right, and now everyone will pass their instruments to the person on their left.
Okay, so you will get the. Join the Mead and Cheese Patreon.
Mead and cheese.
Mead and cheese.
Mead and cheese.
Mead and cheese.
Mead and
Mead and
cheese. Mead and cheese.
Mead and cheese.
We are mead and cheese. We are mead and cheese. Now, shall we pass to our left again?
Yeah, so you're getting I'm enjoying this. Okay, so time to use the xylophone.
This is like therapy or something.
Jed, were you expecting this today?
Nope.
Mead and cheese. We are mead and cheese. Coming to your door. Eating all your straws.
We're coming
Like
for you.
cheese. Don't make me come for you. Don't make me come for you. Kieran McCavanagh is gonna come for you. We're eating all your cheese. We're gonna come for you. Don't make me come for you. That was fun.
I enjoyed that.
That was fun. I don't know how good radio content it is.
I thought it was great radio content.
I wonder if Kieran is listening to this right now, or is going to listen to this on Spotify.
I hope so.
I hope Kieran listens.
I hope he's listening and hearing that, because that was beautiful. I think maybe we should form a band.
I agree. Yeah. So speaking of Kieran.
Oh, we got a tweet in. Sorry.
Don't make him come for you. Let's play some Kieran McCavanagh, Just a Loser right now.
Joe says the jam session is absolutely gorgeous. Glorious.
Thank you, Joe. Alright, we'll be back with some more Mead and Cheese after some Kieran McCavanagh. Don't make me come for you.
Yes.
Don't make me come for you. Don't make me come for you. Jed, I'm coming for you.
Jed, what did you think of that song?
Oh, so was that the one that was just playing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it sounds really nice.
It's nice, isn't it? It's nice. Imagine hearing that and just...
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Actually, I've never heard it before.
You've never heard it before?
Yeah, I haven't. I will definitely will.
That...
I'm like, I found out about it like a couple days ago when I was listening to the Pirates episode of Mead and Cheese, but I definitely will.
Now, this is the thing, because Jed is a podcast listener more than a live listener, aren't you, Jed?
Yes, I would say so.
and Jed, when we hear the words "Don't make me come for you," do you feel safe or do you feel scared?
Leaning towards scared.
Leaning towards scared.
So, Jed, what I'm going to do right now is Tom recently finished his film called Obsession. Mm-hmm. And he used a song by my band, the Nithercots, in this song. So I'm going to start playing it. And you can give your thoughts on where you think this song would fit in a film.
I'm liking the kind of electronic 80s sort of vibe I'm getting from it.
Yeah. So if you were making a film, what would you use this sort of song for?
I'd say maybe like a calmer scene, perhaps like a calm after the storm kind of scene, at least so far.
Calm after the storms.
I like that, that's good.
Yeah, Tom, just if you come closer to the microphone, because the song's quite loud. Where did you use this song in the film?
It wasn't a calm after the storm, and just one caveat, the lyrics wasn't in it. So it wouldn't...
I'm not really... Yeah, the lyrics, I'm not really...
Yeah, so the lyrics it was just instrumental, and this was for the romantic montage in the film. So we used this for about a 60-second montage.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing your film.
Yes.
Where is your film going to be available?
Well, I need to my sort of current game plan, is I'm waiting for the feedback from our lecturers and some of the crew. So the crew are going to see it in the next couple of days, and then we're going to decide what changes we want to make to that edit. I'm thinking about the montage bit is just graded. I want to now add VHS sort of effects to it.
Nice.
So I want to make a few additions to it before I release it anywhere. But in terms of the plan, so once we've got sort of done these little fine tuning bits, which will happen in the next few weeks, I suppose.
That part wasn't in the film cut either, was it?
No. So once we do this fine tuning bit, it will pretty much be ready. I just want to get the feedback from my lecturers and markers first, before I put it out. We're going to start trying to get it into festivals, I think. And if there is some sort of way to get it in the Phoenix again, maybe doing as a thing like that, I would love to do that. I don't know how possible that is, but it could be interesting.
Phoenix, I'm pretty sure, I think they're still doing it. There's like a short film festival.
Yeah, something like that. Something like a short film festival, or if they'll do like a screening where a bunch of us creatives could get together and put our content in for like a little festival, I would love to do that. But yeah, after its festival run, it will be firstly available on the Mead and Cheese Patreon as an exclusive. Nice. And then it will go onto the Mead and Cheese online video platform, which is on YouTube.
Yes, it will. And is it true that your film was made in collaboration with Demon Media?
Yeah. A lot of the people helped me who were on it were from Demon FM. So Evan, Evangelos, the Greek god, was our director of photography. Anna, who was Demon FM's social media manager, was our assistant director for the project. Maddie, who's my partner, station manager of Demon FM, was one of the main actors, Chloe. And then there was also Corey, who helped with the music. Ed also did the composition of the whole film score. So he was we met through Demon Media. So a lot of people from Demon Media and Demon FM have helped in this film. So that's one thing I'm going to do on the next cut, because I didn't do it on my submission cut, is add like a little made with the support of Demon Media, and then the made with support fueled by Mead and Cheese. Yeah.
And do you think at some point it would eventually be available on the Demon Media YouTube channel as well?
That is quite possible. That's quite possible. I'd have to talk to my political advisor, Isaac Lang. I know it will be available there. It will probably be available around the same time it's available on Mead and Cheese YouTube. Yeah. So that could, and it depends how long we do the festival run for. Personally, that could be 6 months. Personally, but it could. I reckon we'll do it a bit shorter than that. I just want to get it through a few key festivals, and now I'm just going to do an online release probably early next year.
Here's a question for you. First of all, did you know that they're doing a screening of Shrek 2 on the Vijay Patel screen?
Yes.
Second, are you aware that Demon Media are planning to do a Demon Film Festival later in the year?
Yep. I'm not.
You're not?
No.
Well, would you be interested in looking into the possibility of showing your film on the Vijay Patel screen?
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. And maybe, Jed, would you?
I was actually about to say, to me, that certainly sounds interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that.
Yeah, because I think it would be good to showcase, like, just, work from students past, present, and future.
Yeah, and, if you're a future student out there currently going through your SATs or your GCSEs...
Yeah, send us your videos.
Yeah, and we won't steal them.
But no, I particularly, the one thing I really want to do is I absolutely loved the Phoenix cinema screening we did. It felt like a really nice night out. A lot of people came together. A lot of people's parents came to them things and loved ones, and I felt like it's such a good moment to just, show off people's work. And there's a lot of people involved with these two films, and I was helped with the organisation with that, with the support of my lecturers and other people on the course. And I just think it would be such a nice thing to do something similar to that again at the Phoenix Cinema. So if you're listening, Phoenix Cinema, if you're listening, maybe we should have a conversation about doing a little exhibition again.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
So,
good.
Jed, you said you'd be interested in showing a film on the Vijay Patel screen.
I mean, honestly, I'd be interested in showing, anything I've done anywhere. But yeah, I absolutely would be. That sounds like a great idea.
Do you think you would show Obsession on the Vijay Patel screen? not
Up-
Obsession. That's
Out
Tom's
there.
film.
Yeah, when
Out
you see my
there.
film.
Yeah, for a second I was like, wait, what? Is that my call to make?
The Mead's getting to me. I
Yes,
think.
yes,
Yeah.
Tom, you can show your film there.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you, Jed.
would you show out there on the Vijay Patel screen?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would ask. There's my group first, like I'd run by them. But yeah, sure thing. I'd love to.
Yeah, I think the film's a good film as well. Like, I think it deserves to be seen. You know, like,
Yeah.
and
And that begs the question as well then, Tom. Would you get in touch with your group and try to show Dirty Laundry?
I think so. Like, and like, I would want that film to go out. I know at the minute the thing is, the director wanted to make a few little additional cuts, but we couldn't really do them at the last few months because we've been so busy on our own personal projects. So, but I would like to perhaps get that one on there. I mean, I think any like project we've made on the course, I think it's worth showing people because it's part of what people made, and it's like loads of people who like I know people on Out There and Dirty Laundry. Everyone was so proud that them films made it into the cinema, and it was such a just a nice event, and it felt like a celebration of people learning them skills.
Yeah, I actually wanted to say too, like Dirty Laundry was really good as well. You guys have all done a really great job with that.
Yeah, I love the sound. I think that makes the films is music. That's because it's like when you're in the cinema, you can really like. I mean, you can see everything in the cinema, can't you? It's like it is an experience. But I think like in terms of future of the films, I would love to get like another sort of film festival, which is sort of dedicated to people from the uni and other like local creatives who just sort of come together just to celebrate, you know, the work they've done.
Yeah. Here's a question then. Jed, what do you think about this? The university have recently come out and said that you no longer get the Adobe suite as part of your student tuition.
That's not great.
No.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the reasons are, because I'm not gonna. I actually didn't know about that. It's my first time hearing about it. I don't. I don't know what the reasons for that are, but I mean, it was definitely useful.
Yeah, I imagine the reasons would be trying to save money for taking it out.
Probably.
But we did a filmmaking course, and I don't know about you, but I used the Adobe and all them softwares, Photoshop, Premiere Pro, Audition, quite a lot during uni, like all the time. Like particularly for my last project, I was on it every day.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not just something that will affect, you know, our course, International Film Production, but it is something that will affect a lot of students across the university, including journalism students. They will no longer have access to InDesign. And I know that's used by the Demon magazine.
Yeah, it is one of them ones which is quite, I don't want to say concerning, but I feel like the Adobe suite is such an industry accepted tool. Like, if you ever have you been I don't know if you've applied for many video editing jobs or any video jobs, but they always say, you know, knowledge of Adobe Creative Suite, Premiere Pro, and it's such a tool. I think, you know, if you're going to uni, you're trying to get a job in a certain industry, and a lot of them industries want you to have experience with InDesign, Premiere Pro, Photoshop, doesn't matter what, and that's so many different like careers, like, and I feel like if you're then telling them to use, I don't know, whatever the alternative is, in a way you're sort of stopping someone from using the industry standard.
It's both less resources to use during uni, as well as potentially less experience to like take away for like after uni.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, as you just said, Jed, even if there are alternatives available, having the option to use your preferred platform, like you could use the Apple suite, they have video editors, or you could use Sony Vegas.
This is your student sound.
There you go, Jed.
Demon FM.
Yes, it is a student sound.
But as you said, Tom, Adobe seems to be the most widely accepted industry standard.
Yeah, particularly as you're going into the industry. I know for film editors, sometimes they use Avid, which I've not personally used because it's a very expensive bit of software.
You never use Sony Vegas now?
I've not used Sony Vegas. I know I've seen it. I think I had it downloaded for like a few days, but I've used Final Cut, Premiere Pro, iMovie, Windows Movie Maker. I've used DaVinci Resolve a bit, but Premiere Pro is the one what I notice on most job applications say I've experienced editing with Premiere Pro. And if you're going to uni, and although yes, if you learn to edit on DaVinci Resolve, that's still good. But I feel like you need a little bit of experience with the actual software where you're likely to use in a career.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Jed, what is your preferred video editor?
Well, I would say like the one that I have the most experience with is Premiere Pro. So I would go with that one. I also have a bit of experience with. I've been using this one a little bit, like a few years ago. It's Final Cut.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's part
I
of the
love
Apple
Final
suite,
Cut.
isn't
I
it?
love Final Cut.
Yeah.
I prefer it to Premiere Pro actually for a lot of things.
The thing is, for me, like Premiere Pro, it may just be the problem with my laptop, because to be fair, my laptop is pretty old,
Yeah.
but it crashes on me quite regularly.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you're using Apple, right?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, so the thing about Final Cut is I've got before this laptop is the Windows one, which is it's like a gaming one, so it can handle any software quite well. For this, I had an old 2015 MacBook Air, and I had both Premiere and Final Cut, and Premiere wouldn't run. It was too heavy, but Final Cut run really fast. It's because Final Cut's only for Mac computers, so they design their software to work really, really well on Mac, where Premiere and Adobe have to design it to work both on Windows and Apple. So it makes the software slightly more demanding to use.
Yeah, that makes sense, because, if Adobe is designed to be used on a more wide range of platforms, it doesn't have that specific fine-tuning that Final Cut would have for the Mac systems.
Yeah. And another thing about Final Cut, which I love, and I don't know if you've experienced this, Jed, is when you do a cut, it has something called a magnetic timeline. So if you cut something, everything just comes back together, squashes back together.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love doing that, particularly for quick, short edits, because it makes it so much faster. You don't have to close the gaps. It just does it for you.
Yeah.
And I sort of really got into that workflow. And then when I went back to Premiere Pro, which was around the time I started the course, so this time last year I switched over for the course, it took me ages to get used to closing the gaps continuously. But I really like that feature on Final Cut. I wish you could have that on Premiere Pro as an option.
You know what editor you don't have that problem with?
Who?
Windows Movie Maker.
Ah, yes. Windows Movie Maker. Jed, would you ever consider using Windows Movie Maker as your main editing software?
Oh, yeah, I mean, sure, I'd consider it. I've never used it, but
I wouldn't consider it. Don't use Movie Maker, Jed.
Okay, is it that bad?
Jed, you can't make
it's fine for simple
Kids.
things, isn't it?
Well, what you do is basically you can't make any cuts, so you put a clip in, and you can't cut it any fancier. It's just the clips there. And
You can cut it
Can you now?
in Movie Maker, yeah.
Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah, you can cut, yeah.
Can you cut and slice? Can you do
Yeah.
an L cut?
You could do that, yeah.
Jed, maybe we should use Windows Movie Maker. Maybe the university. Yeah, that's what you're going to get in your course. Oh, we ain't got Adobe, but we've got Windows Movie Maker.
The only problem with Movie Maker is it is quite a simple editing tool, so you can't colour grade, you can't add effects.
That's inbuilt effects.
It has
You got
Movie Maker transitions.
Yeah, they're
that's
good.
that's the reason you use it, really, for the transitions.
Yeah, they're good.
Okay.
Don't you want to use the transitions?
Yeah, I mean, they're used
I don't
in
see
Star
what they're
Wars.
complaining about. They don't need Adobe. They've got Windows Movie Maker.
I kind of laughed when Corey brought up because I know that Windows Movie Maker is like widely considered the most prestigious editing software. But I mean, I didn't know it was like I have like real considered really bad or something. But I don't know. Maybe it's not.
It's not bad. It's just simple. It depends what you're using it for.
I haven't used it since like 2013.
I haven't used it since I got access to Premiere Pro.
No.
No.
Are you going to use it while you're doing your degree?
If I can't get Premiere Pro, I might have to. Yeah.
Imagine doing your final master's piece, like your dissertation on Windows Maker.
I mean, if you play your cards right, maybe it's gonna work out for you.
Yeah.
Nah, I doubt that. The problem Movie Maker has as well is it's not very well optimized. So
Yeah.
in Premiere Pro, you can make things very specific, frame by frame.
Yeah.
In Movie Maker, you can't do that. So sometimes you'll play something to happen at an exact point, and it'll be like a few seconds off or whatever.
Oh, that does sound like a pretty big problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be annoying.
And that only tends to happen with really large files.
Mm-hmm.
Movie Maker is really bad for films.
Well.
If you want to make a slideshow or, like a short vlog or something like that, Movie Maker's great. But that's all I'd use it for.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I've never used Windows Movie Maker, so yeah.
Well, as long as your course now, maybe you'll just be taking slideshows then on your masters.
And speaking of Movie Maker, Microsoft did discontinue it, so you can't even download it anymore.
I see.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I
what
think
we're gonna do?
I just think it's a bit sad that I hopefully there'll be a workaround, with the thing.
Well, I know that the lecturers on the course are trying really hard to make sure we do still get access to it, at least on our course.
Yeah, I just don't. Media production as well. They would need every single element. They need Photoshop, Premiere, After Effects. Like they have a whole module which is based off After Effects. They have a whole module which is using Audition. They have a module which is using Premiere Pro, and I'm sure they would have a module using Photoshop and or InDesign. That's 5 softwares they won't have that year to teach with.
Yeah, it does seem like a bad decision, and I hope they do go back on it.
Yeah. I if you're listening, DMU, these are the opinions of Mead and Cheese, and you should probably consider going back on that. And we're happy to talk about reasons why students might need them softwares. I'm very happy to have that conversation. Are you, Corey?
I'm sure the faculty leaders would also like to have that conversation.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone would. I think it's a shame.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go to a song break. So we're going to play some more Nethercott songs on here. Jed, what's your opinion on the Nethercotts?
Don't know a ton about them. I'm sorry.
Jed.
Yeah, I know. I'm an uncultured swine.
Jed, well, the Nethercotts are, the biggest band in the East Midlands? Would you say that, Tom?
I mean, I've heard of them, but...
Yeah. So we're going to play Sutton Sundial, the greatest landmark in the world, by the Nethercotts. If you loved the sound of my high-pitched wailing on that song, you can check out the Nethercotts on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Deezer, Tidal,
all good,
YouTube.
All good retailers of
all
music.
good retailers, yeah. Jed, what's your opinion on those 2 Nethercotts tracks you listened to?
It sounds very nice. Sounds very interesting. Funny thing, I actually only, it was during while the song was playing that I've realized that it's Corey's band. He told me about it earlier. I just blanked the name.
We were playing a bit, weren't we?
Yeah, we were playing a bit. Yeah,
we told Jed it was played in loads of nightclubs.
Yeah, and I was following Yeah, they really baited me successfully.
We are mean on this show.
Just hook, line, and sinker.
Particularly after having the mead, we become a very mean show.
Yeah, Jed, you're smelly.
Mean mead.
Mead.
Yeah.
Talking about mead, I think it's about time we discuss the mission statement.
Yeah, Jed, what is our mission statement, Jed?
It's to kind of make mead a bit more popular, because it's kind of it faded when it comes to popularity over the last few centuries, really. So you guys want to bring it back into the spotlight so it has the attention that it deserves.
I love bringing on a fan who knows
the mission statement. That was like most people don't know, but that was great. Yeah, so our mission is, for all you out there, is to raise awareness of mead and cheese across the nation. Mead, as Jed said, has lost a lot of favour among households. So what we're trying to do is trying to bring it back, trying to get people liking the drink. And we particularly want this in this decade, is a decade plan, is for every household to have a bottle of mead. So that's about equivalent to 27.8 million bottles of mead sold per year in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So that is our goal. We also want to build big meaderies. We want to build our own radio station. We want to build our own cinemas, Sundial cinemas. We want to build a lot of things, and we want to build a media empire which can tiptoe against the Murdoch press.
Yep, absolutely.
So help us, join our Patreon, join our mission. From £1 a month, you can get access to exclusive content about mead and cheese, and you'll be helping us build a radio station, helping us build meaderies, and you'll be helping us build back mead into the modern day era. And I want to say one thing, because we have had a massive development this week alone from our show. We have went into a bar and we said the simple sentence,
do you have mead?
And the answer was yes.
Which mead would you like?
And that was an amazing moment. That was in a bar in Leicester, on the Hinkley Road, Narber Road, Braunston Gate.
It was nice to go into a bar and not be met with, what's that? We don't have that.
What's that? No, we don't
sell
it.
It was nice to say, yeah, of course we have that. What mead would you like? We've got loads of mead.
They had 5 meads.
So people never even heard of it.
A lot, yeah.
A lot of people have never heard of it.
Maybe it's because I'm like Polish or something, but like I've definitely heard of mead before.
Yeah, so like, do you like? Have you ever been to many bars where they've sold mead, Jed?
No.
I
mean, do keep in mind that I don't know if there are many in Poland, but keep in mind, I last really lived in Poland when I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
So wasn't really much into bars.
Yeah, I suppose.
Back then.
It's called. What is it in Polish? Moid pidna. Is that right?
Miód pitny.
Miód pitny.
Really, most people just say miód.
Miód.
Which is it's the same
Miód,
word as honey for Polish.
What's
Mead, mead? They sound similar.
Could I ask you what cheese is in Polish?
Ser.
So it'd be miód and Sarah.
Miód I ser.
Miód is Sarah.
Yeah. That's going to be my new ringtone.
Yeah.
Because and is E.
E, okay. Yeah.
It's like Spanish.
Yeah, E. I wish we could have a few different changes to our language.
We should do a mead and cheese episode in Mandarin, I think.
And Welsh.
Okay.
I speak a bit of Welsh.
Do you?
Pre-hounda curry.
I speak a bit of Welsh too.
Sit oi tea.
That's me speaking Welsh.
So Corey speaks only English, where I speak a tiny bit of Welsh.
I learned beginner's Japanese at the uni, actually.
Did you? How did that go?
Twilight Languages course.
Yeah.
It went well. I passed.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remember much.
Yeah, I've learned. I mean, I'm obviously I'm bilingual. Which, if I may flex a little, I speak English and Polish. I learned a bit. Learned a bit of German back in Polish primary school.
Yeah.
And then a bit of French in English secondary school. Don't remember a ton from either of those though.
German.
In Poland, do you get taught English
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I learnt a tiny bit of German, you know.
Yeah.
Because my ex-girlfriend, she's German.
Before she was deported.
Yeah, and she was deported. Yeah.
Corey got his ex-girlfriend deported.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
You're pulling my leg right now, right?
No, my ex-girlfriend, my German ex-girlfriend, she got deported. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jed is stunned. To go into more detail, basically, she was an exchange student, and she broke the terms of the exchange. Basically, she stayed out all night, didn't come home in time for curfew. People were looking for her. She turned up at like...
Corey called the police.
She turned up at whatever time the next day. Basically, yeah, got sent back to Germany.
Wow.
I know.
Okay. That's... sorry about that.
Nah, it's alright. We broke up anyway.
Yeah, not your problem anymore, right?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we broke up. What do I care if you're going back to Germany?
Okay.
Yeah. Schlamper.
But yeah, so anyway, back on to the topic. Jed, you've had quite a bit of mead now, right?
Yeah, like a glass and a half.
I don't think he's had enough.
I mean, I don't want to get too smashed.
Well, my question was going to be, what do you think to it? Like, you know,
give us a really in-depth review.
Would you consider having this on your shelf?
Yeah, sure thing. I mean, like, I'm not like a huge drinker.
Yeah.
But I can safely say that this is probably one of the better alcoholic drinks that I've had.
I like that.
Yeah, I like the sweetness of it, combined with like the little bit of bitterness. Yeah, it's definitely does warm you up. Yeah, no, it's nice. I like it.
Good. So this is Lime Bay traditional mead. This is the one was our favourite for a very long time. We actually had a mead brewer come in who made his own mead called Connor Dahlia, and his mead was very nice. So then his became the bad thing about that was his mead was our favourite mead after that because it was so nice. But he makes it himself, so it's harder to get.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, like Lime Bay, I think is the best mead. But I went into a lot. I had one of my Polish friends, Anna. I did some like graduation photos for her, and she got us some Mead Pidna.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, that's there.
Close enough. And a lot of them were spicy. So
okay.
So a lot of them was really all.
Yeah, the Polish meads were quite different, weren't they, to our English meads?
Yeah, there was all spicy meads. I quite like that, to be honest.
I did quite like them. They tasted a lot stronger alcohol-wise than the English meads.
Yeah.
Although saying that, Nidhogger mead is also quite strong alcohol-wise, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've tried quite a lot. But I just think I'm glad we found a shop what sells mead now. Like, that's a good thing.
I bet.
And it's good it's so close by. But I just wish it was a bit more available in more shops, to be honest.
Well, that's the mission, right?
Yeah, that's the mission. I mean, we wouldn't exist if it was everywhere. If it was like as popular as a can of cider, you know, we wouldn't be here. We'll just sound like two alcoholics on the show, not some pioneers of the modern era of mead.
Yeah, I agree. So what we're going to do right now is Tom is going to tell us what his mystery chocolate is.
Oh, right, yeah, so it's a bit melted, that's what it is, for sure. So earlier today, I went into One Stop, and I got a mystery chocolate bar. It says milk chocolate with a mystery flavour filling, so we have no idea what this chocolate bar is. It's something Cadbury's doing, so I'm going to open it up. It is a bit melted. I think it's because I've had it right next to my laptop and the computer. How am I going to open this? This is some like... Okay, it's very melted.
Okay.
I'm going to go for it though.
I mean, mellow chocolate can still taste good.
Okay. I don't know what flavour it is. I think it's vanilla. Do you want a bit of chocolate, Jed?
Yeah, sure, I can try.
Yeah, just pass it to you.
Okay.
What is that?
I'm not sure, maybe it's vanilla, but no, it doesn't really...
Oh, it says on the back here, solve for a chance to win. Solves a mystery flavour for a chance to win. Okay, so it's not actually going to tell you what it is. Corey, would you like to try a bit of mystery chocolate?
I mean,
It tastes. I taste a bit of vanilla in there, but I'm
Same.
not sure.
maybe a bit of coconut, but that's maybe just me reaching.
I thought maybe coconut as well for a second. I'm not. It's very creamy though.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's nice. Whatever it is.
It's definitely not coconut. I'd say you were on the right lines with vanilla. I think it's definitely vanilla.
Vanilla.
That'd
Okay.
be my guess.
Okay. So imagine if it was honey mead. Wouldn't we have hit the spot there?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Anyway, that was our mystery chocolate thing. I'm going to try and see in the break if we can fill that on. We're just going to quickly cut to a song, and then we will be back with more mead and cheese talk. And we have the song going on is Watermelon Sugar High by Harry Styles.
Welcome back to Demon FM. I am your host, Lord Corey Kane West. Lord Thomas Jackson has left the studio momentarily, but Jed is still here.
Hello.
So Jed, you stay on the line. I am going to just leave the room momentarily, and we are going to try this call-in feature, okay?
Sure thing.
So what I want you to do is tell me if you can still hear me come through when I leave the room.
Yeah, that's right.
Hello, Jed?
Yeah, hi, I can hear you.
Oh, that's great. Can you hear yourself back as well?
I can, yes. And it's
Okay,
weird.
that's cool. That's fine. That's why we test these things. This is why we need headphones. But it's good to know that this feature works. Alright, Jed, if you could come quickly, let me back into the studio.
Oh yeah, sure thing, will do.
So, Jed is just letting me back into the studio, and I will jump back on my mic. We were just testing a feature for call-ins, ready for our big show next week. So, yeah. I think that worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like it. Sounds like it got the job done that you were going for. Yeah, honestly, I think that's probably the case with everyone. I hate hearing my own voice in like a recording.
Yeah, but here's the question for you, Jed. Because I don't know about you, but hearing myself in the headphones while I'm talking actually helps me get into my radio voice more.
Oh, I can imagine that, definitely.
How does it feel for you?
I never really thought about it in those terms. I never really, I just, whenever I hear myself, like, on a recording, I just always kind of thought, oh my god, and eye roll.
Yeah.
That's kind of it.
But my question is for you right now, because you can hear yourself through the headphones while you speak.
Right now?
Right now, yeah. You are hearing exactly what is going out to the people on the mic.
I mean, I can hear you. I mean, I hear myself talk. I don't know.
Yeah, that's coming through the headphones. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can. I guess I can hear myself then, but like, I don't really like.
But it's not distracting.
Yeah, I guess.
Would you say it's helping in a way? I think it makes it easier for you to talk.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't think I really thought about it.
No, maybe not. What we'll do, Jed, do you have a song request?
Not really. I don't know. It's I don't wanna. It's too much power. I don't.
Too much power. Well, Jed, thank you for requesting the Ketchup song by Last Ketchup. This was Jed's choice that he just held up a sign for me for. So, Last Ketchup coming up right now. Jed, 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 Jed.
Jed.
You never watched 2.5 Men?
Yeah, I
don't know.
Back in the day, at least for like a little bit. Like sitcom wise.
Hold on, Jed, your mic isn't on.
Is it on now?
Hello.
Yeah, it's on now.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, sitcom wise, like Friends was the one I watched the most of because my mum and my sister just watched it all the. Okay, back to ASMR because my mum and my sister just like kept like watched it pretty much all the time. Just so like every episode like a million times, but still watched it. So I didn't mind. It's not a bad show.
Jed loves Friends. Ross is his favourite.
Not quite. If I'm being completely honest.
Jed loves Charlie Sheen.
Sure.
So,
should we jam again?
yeah.
Yeah. Everyone, 3, 2, 1, and we'll say which instrument we want, okay? 3, 2, 1. Tongue drum.
Oh, okay, I think we've
Oh, that works out. We all got our favourite.
So, yeah, this thingy for Corey.
Okay.
Tongue drum. Then, where's the...
I love how none of us said the same instrument.
What's the xylophone again? That's a fuzzy one, isn't it?
We're going to be jamming. All right, we ready?
Actually, do me a favour. Can we get some lyrics up?
Lyrics?
Yeah, to Kieran McCavanaugh's song.
Oh, I don't know if we've got lyrics, but we can make up our own.
Yeah. How do you get the pen out of this?
Don't make me come for you. Don't make me come for you, Jed.
I'm feeling very threatened right now.
Jed, we're coming for you.
Hang on, this ain't working.
It should be working. Turn it on. You gotta turn it on with the switch.
What switch?
On the left. The left switch. Put it down. Put the left switch down. Now try it.
Yeah, I'm working.
Oh. Well. Okay. Right.
Alright, we ready? Ready
Yep.
to jam?
Don't make me come for Jed. Don't
Jed, we're coming for you.
Don't make us come for Jed.
We're coming
make
for Jed. We're coming for Jed. Tom and Corey are coming for Jed. Jed's coming for our meal. Kieran McCavanaugh's coming for you. Jed. Matt Hancock is coming on Mead and cheese.
27.8 million bottles of that honey wine need to be sold this year. That was beautiful, guys. Shall we continue with the show?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
continue with the
So-
show.
Slightly terrifying, but sure.
So tell me about how's everyone's day going so far?
My day's going all right. Now that we have clean feed working, because me and Jed tested it
Yeah.
while you were gone, by the way.
Yeah.
This may be the way to get Matt Hancock on the show. Are you going to say anything, Tom?
Yeah, I was just saying that's really good that you've tried that. I was just asking about how did you get it going?
So we logged in to the
Mhm.
clean feed.
Mhm.
I turned up Jed's microphone and I left the room
Mm-hmm.
so we could test it out. And yeah, it works great, doesn't it, Jed?
Yeah. From what I've heard, at least, yeah, it absolutely works.
Nice. Corey, the music section's over, mate. We're all kind of done with the music.
Would you consider incorporating the stylophone in your band, Corey?
Absolutely, Jed. Absolutely. I think it's right up my band's alley.
Yeah.
We already make weird synthesized stuff,
So
so
where did you get that from, though? The Jedaphone?
I ordered it off Amazon.
Oh, what? For today?
Not for today, I've had it for a while.
What musical instruments? I think maracas will be quite good.
Yeah, we need to get more instruments for our next jam session, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I think we should get a triangle. Don't make me come for Jed. We're gonna drink your mead. I will eat your cheese. Your grandma's looking nice.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? What? That just went that direction.
Yeah, like, shall we talk about cheeses for a bit?
Yeah, Jed, what is your favourite cheese? Gouda?
Yeah, I mentioned that one before. Is that how you say it in English? Gouda.
When I
Gouda.
searched it up, I don't know how. I always call it just.
Christmas cheese, right?
Yeah, like I don't ever like ask for it. I'm like excited when it's there. Like I've never ever said, "Oh, I want that cheese."
Mm.
You know what is nice?
But it is nice, yeah.
Edam.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that one as well. Edam is really nice.
What's your opinion on brie?
Oh yeah, I like brie.
Brie, I like fried brie at the minute.
What about Red Leicester?
I think I've tried Red Leicester. Yeah, I
orange.
remember liking it.
Jed, you're in Leicester. You need to try Red Leicester.
No, I'm pretty sure I did try. It just was never like a household name for me. But I do like it.
Yeah, my one I like is halloumi. I love halloumi. It is very nice.
Yeah, I do like halloumi. Yeah,
What about Parmesan?
I like parmesan too.
Jed, what if I got all these cheeses, mixed them up, and got some camel milk, made a milkshake? So we've got Gouda, we've got Parmesan, we've got mozzarella, we've got halloumi, we've got brie, fried brie. We'll add a bit of Stilton in there, and some
Bit of grandma.
and a bit of camel milk, and I mix it up. Would you like that as like a nice new drink?
Sounds like an interesting drink, especially the whole cannibalism element.
Yeah.
If you take the grandma off of that,
Yeah.
I would try it.
Jed's
it sounds-
grandma.
Stop trying. Leave
She
Jed grandma
is
alone.
lovely.
Dude, what? It sounds like an interesting milkshake.
Yeah, someone's had too much mead, but me and Jed, we are still on the cheese milkshake.
Jed's grandma.
Now, Jed, what things could be mixed with? Have you ever tried chocolate and cheese?
No, I've never tried chocolate.
Would
cheese.
you?
I would. I don't know. Maybe there's a way to make it work.
Yeah, like
I've had weirder food combos.
my
I've had
mum
a Nutella pizza before.
Nutella pizza,
No.
cheese, as in like cheese and Nutella.
Yeah, instead of a tomato base, it was a chocolate spread.
I'm not
base.
gonna lie.
Was it okay?
It was all right. Yeah.
Yes?
Really?
I was a kid when I had it. I don't know if I'd eat it now.
That sounds... I don't like Nutella, that's the thing. I don't like Nutella.
I don't like Nutella either.
I'm okay with it. Not the biggest fan.
Yeah.
I like Cadbury chocolate spread.
Mm.
My problem is I don't like hazelnut.
I don't like excess of hazelnut in like a spread. I don't mind a bit of hazel.
I think you would like Cadbury chocolate spread.
I've tried Cadbury's chocolate spread.
And you like it?
It's just like a melted Cadbury's bar,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Yeah.
I do think they're a bit much though. I really like you can get this chocolate like what you put on ice cream, and it's called crackling sauce, and you put it on your ice cream and it freezes. The sauce does. So essentially, you get like a chocolate bar around your ice cream.
Crackling sauce on top of Jed. We're pouring it onto his head.
How did I even respond?
But yes, there's so many good cheeses. Like this Gouda cheese, I think I'm definitely going to get some tonight.
Here's a question, Jed, because you said you'd listened to our first episode.
Oh yeah. At least like I'll admit the edited version of it, because I've listened to that one on YouTube. The Pirates one I listened to on Spotify, and I was like, just so you know.
So, do you remember what the UK's favourite cheese was before we changed it?
I remember you talking about it. What was the actual winner?
We'll give you 3 guesses, Jed.
Red Leicester.
So Red Leicester is the UK's favourite cheese now, after we did our Great Cheese War. We're asking what it was before Mead and cheese was around.
Edam?
Not Edam.
Mental?
You're thinking like too fancy, Jed. You gotta think like what the Joe Basic will eat. Tom?
What's that?
What was the UK's favourite cheese?
It was plastic processed cheese. You know the ones you get on like barbecue burgers.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Processed
that was
cheese
number one.
slice.
Number one.
Oh, that's okay.
Isn't that weird though? You wouldn't think that. I wouldn't think that. I didn't think that.
I would have thought like cheddar or something.
Oh yeah, cheddar. Yeah, that's also definitely a reasonable guess. But yeah, no, I do remember you guys talking about it. I don't remember that being the winner. That's interesting.
It's weird, isn't it? Why was that so popular? Do you think?
I mean, it's maybe because a lot of people just like fast food. Go to McDonald's, eat it. That's that kind of thing. Because like it's accessible.
That makes sense. Yeah, Jed, you're speaking like someone who knows the people well. Why do you think it was so popular, Tom?
I think it's more. I don't know. I thought about this, and
do you think it's like a convenience thing?
It depends how the survey was done as well. Like, I don't know why it would be the top one, because I would have thought one of the others would have been.
Because you see, for me, I actually quite like processed cheese. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine.
Oh no, I like it too.
Oh yeah, but I like it. But would you say it's your favourite cheese?
No, I'd say Red Leicester is my favourite.
Yeah, I would say halloumi is, and I think a lot of people agree with me with halloumi. That it is their favourite cheese.
I think, processed would probably be like number 10 or something.
Yeah, I still love how I said that it's accessible as one of the reasons. Like, cheese is inaccessible usually.
Yeah, like you could just go to a shop like Tesco. You could buy a bag of grated cheddar, or you could buy, Edam slices. It's not like getting the processed slices way more convenient than the other cheeses, because you can already get them grated or sliced.
Yeah, but again, I just think it's even if you go to a cheese aisle, it's not like the number one thing you see in the cheese aisle.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think I've ever aside for some homemade burgers, I don't think I've ever bought like this kind of cheese.
No, it's more
like on its own.
It's more something you just get given, isn't it? Like on a McDonald's burger or something.
Yeah.
I get it for barbecues. I will say that we do get it for barbecues, or like I say, if we're having burgers, because that's what we just put on burgers. But like, I don't get it outside of that. I wouldn't get it to put in a sandwich. I wouldn't get it to put on a cracker. You know, the limit is very limited usage for me, and that's if I'm like a bit like hungry and I just eat a load out of it out of the fridge, or I put it on a burger.
So we're coming towards the end of the show now. So what have you got? Anything you want to talk about for the last minute or so?
Last minute or so? Oh, I don't know. I think it's been a very good show. I think we've covered a lot.
Yeah. So would I, Jed? How have you found Mead and Cheese?
Oh yeah, it was very enjoyable. Yeah, it's very relaxing. Felt very kind of nice and conversational.
I think we should get some like leather chairs in here.
Yeah,
have like pipe and a hog roast going in the middle.
absolutely. So this has been Mead and Cheese, the Jed special. And to close out the show, we have Don't Stop Moving by S Club 7.